My dear friends, my name is Jacob Fiveash, and welcome to Uncaged Zoo Tours. If you are new to the channel and love animals, I recommend and appreciate hitting the like and subscribe buttons and the bell icon to join me on my tours. Hello everyone, today we're heading back to the world famous San Diego Zoo, a zoo that changed the world forever. To recap, we went to the Australian outback and saw some very cute koalas. Then, we went to Polar Bear Plunge to see some swimming polar bears. Our third and fourth tours in San Diego will be a back-to-back two-parter of the award-winning Africa Rocks, which opened in 2017. Most African exhibits that I previously talked about have lions, elephants, rhinos, and giraffes, but this exhibit has a lot of Africa's lesser-known animals to show how diverse African animals are. These two tours will showcase the many wonders of the world's second largest continent. Let's begin. Don't forget your cameras and pith helmets. We'll start to the right of the koalas at the Australian outback, and our first section is the Ethiopian Highlands. Our first animals are a troop of Hamadryas baboons. Like mandrills, Hamadryas baboons belong to a group of monkeys called cheek pouch monkeys because of compartments in their cheeks that stretch to store food. A baboon can pop food in its mouth and can later find a spot to eat it. Hamadryas baboons live in an only male unit, which includes a male leader, several females, and their offspring. It's kind of like a lion pride, but Hamadryas baboons also stick to a schedule. These big monkeys start the day by playing, grooming, and chasing. A few hours later, they break into smaller groups called bands, which then separate into smaller only male unit groups to find food. The only male units have more time to find food before returning to the others at sunset. Our next section is the kopje, which is based on groups of rocks in Africa, where many animals hide from predators or find food. There are some southern ground hornbills, but there's also a unique mix of mammals. Let's start with the odd one of the group, the rock hyrax. These guys look like big old rats, but they are more closely related to elephants. But why? Hyraxes are way smaller than elephants. To answer your question, a hyrax has strong molars that help them grind up tough plants, and two tusks that grow out from their incisor teeth. Scientists also found out that elephants and hyraxes share a common ancestor that lived 40 million years ago. Also, the hyrax's klipspringer roommates love being on the rocks. I haven't talked about these antelopes since my Wilds of Africa at the Dallas Zoo Part 2 tour. Like I said in that video, klipspringers have tiny and cylinder-shaped hooves that act like climbing boots. Each of their hooves is the size of a dime, and they're specifically made for standing on tiny ledges. Klipspringers can jump up to 12 feet in the air and then land securely on their tiny hooves. Female klipspringers keep their children safe behind hidden rocks to protect them from predators. And then there are tiny dwarf mongooses, who love to work together with hornbills in a symbiotic relationship. Symbiosis is a close relationship between two different species that can benefit their survival. Hornbills will eat any leftover food from a mongoose colony, and in return serve as lookouts, sounding alarms when a marabou stork is nearby. Like an elephant matriarchal herd, a dwarf mongoose is led by a female, and the only ones that are allowed to breed in the colony are her and her mate. There are also stone partridges, and next door is the serval, which weighs less than 40 pounds. These cats are sometimes called cats of spare parts because of their long legs, neck, and big ears. If I had ears that big, they would be the size of small pizzas, but their body parts or adaptations help the serval catch its prey, and it has a 50% success rate, which is better than a pride of hunting lions. Like a zebra's stripes, no two servals have the same spot pattern, but their larger spots look a little like stripes because they blend. The smaller spots help the serval hide in the shade. Servals eat guinea fowl, frogs, snakes, grasshoppers, and even storks. They rarely scavenge for food because they're already successful hunters. There are also trumpeter hornbills and meerkats. These meerkats live in a mob, which I guess is a little different from a colony. Don't worry, we'll learn more about meerkats when we visit the African grasslands at the Henry Dorley Zoo. Besides, we'll see their meerkats attack a klipspringer. There's also the Palawan peacock pheasant, but we're not done yet. Going back the way we came, all the way past the Hamadryas baboons are another new animal. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to our first geladas. Geladas are the only monkeys in the world that can eat grass, and they live high in the mountains of Ethiopia. Despite their looks, geladas aren't related to baboons because they are in their own genus. They are the last surviving member of a group of primates that lived in parts of Africa and India. Geladas also have highly opposable thumbs and finely tuned pointer fingers to help them pick grass. A recent study has shown that these monkeys also eat snails, insects, and desert locusts. A group of geladas is called a harem, which consists of one male, several females, and their offspring. Geladas are also known as bleeding heart monkeys because they have a patch of skin on their chest that turns red during the mating season. When an outsider gelada and his bachelor group want an alpha male's harem, the alpha flips his lips over his nose to bare his teeth as a warning. Geladas have the largest canine to body ratio of any mammal, and their canine teeth are 2 inches long. Male geladas use those teeth to bite rivals, and their long lion-like manes act as a shield to protect themselves. Females and their children might also join the fight by nipping at the intruder, forcing him up. When the outsider gelada heads back to the ground, the troop and alpha allow him to leave with only his pride injured. If the outsider succeeds, the females may decide whether or not they should support him. Sometimes, the outsider may pick bugs off of them or groom the females to win them over. Even though they can be found in a lot of European zoos, geladas are also found at one other zoo in the United States. Now the geladas are cool, but our next stop is the Acacia woodlands, which is home to this walk-through aviary. Another cool animal Africa Rocks has is the white-throated bee-eater. These little birds pluck bees out of the air in flight. First, they hit the bee's head on a branch to stun it. Then, the bee-eater rubs the bee's tail on a branch to remove the painful stinger and venom sac, before finally swallowing the insect whole. Bee-eaters sleep either underground or on cliff faces in huge colonies. Close relatives may help babysit the chicks while the parents hunt for food. Bee-eater relatives may dig the nest, protect it, and bring food back for the chicks. Even when they are adults, bee-eaters might skip the breeding season to help out their families. There's also the Tveta golden weaver, who, instead of singing, weaves a nest out of grass, which is carefully woven. The females decide which male has the best nest. Alright, that's enough rhyming. Next up is one of the rarest big cats in the world. The Amur leopard is not from Africa because they live in the taiga forests of China and Russia. Plus, these cats are endangered because they are threatened by habitat loss. One of the ways the Sandiegozoo takes care of leopards is through medical exams. The leopards follow signals to sit down, rise, open their mouth, and more. The cats will even hold still for a blood draw, but the keepers will reward them for these husbandry behaviors. The Amur leopard's African cousins spend a lot of time in trees, where they sleep during the day and hunt at night. Because prey like impala on the ground can attract lions and hyenas, leopards will carry the carcass high up into a tree, where it can eat in peace and save the leftovers for later. The last animal in the Acacia woodlands is our first vervet monkey. Unlike the gelada, vervet monkey troops are led by the females. A daughter often stays with her family for life, and females without infants will take care of the group's youngsters. Male vervet monkeys will leave to join a neighboring troop when they grow up. Like other primates, vervet monkeys groom each other to strengthen their bond and to remove bugs and dirt from each other. Plus, vervet monkeys make full use of their acacia home by spending time in the trees and eating leaves, shoots, bark, and flowers. As a prank, juvenile vervet monkeys may give false alarms just to see how their parents respond, and the females discipline them for their misbehavior. And that wraps up part 1 of the best exhibits the San Diego Zoo has to offer. Stay tuned for part 2, where we'll witness the return of the shifaka, fusas, and a dwarf crocodile. But we'll also see an aardvark being fed by yours truly, and even go behind the scenes to see their African penguins. Today's question is, what is the other zoo in the United States that has geladas? Thank you for watching my videos, and I'll see you next time. You're smart, creative, and kind.